Welcome to Nathaniel's Naturals Teaching Kitchen. Today we are going to learn how to make pizza dough with our sourdough starter. Now if you watched how to make a sourdough starter part 1 and 2, you'll remember that all I had to do was take flour and water and let it ferment in a windowsill, catch wild yeast, and feed it some flour and water once every so often to make bubbly sourdough starter. And what I've done to get it to this stage, now it's at a sponge stage. So what I've done is this morning I took equal parts sourdough starter from my refrigerator. I always keep it in the fridge. Flour and water, all equal parts, and just let it sit out for the day. So that's already happened, and then I took 1.5 cups of it, and it's ready to make pizza. So this way I don't have to use yeast from the store and mix it with warm water. It's already ready, it's been fermented. Smells like fresh bread. I'm really excited about it. So here's how we're going to make our pizza. First we're going to take our sponge, 1.5 cups of it. This is so easy, you won't really believe it, I think. And this is going to give us really delicious sourdough pizza dough. So easy. So here's 1.5 cups of my starter, then 1 bowl, and this is all going to happen in 1 bowl, friends, just 1. So then I'm going to take 4 cups of flour. Now I might have to add a little more depending on consistency. Bread is always a little bit of an experiment. Not as precise as other baked goods like cakes and muffins. Okay, and then I'm going to take 1 cup of water. Got the measurements so far, friends? Real easy. 4 cups of flour, 1 cup of water, 1.5 cups of starter, and now I'm going to put salt. Of course, you love to have salt in your pizza dough. And this is 2 teaspoons. Yum! I'm excited. And I'm going to just and there's one last thing I want to put in here, just to make this pizza dough. Here it's starting to mix up. There's one last thing I want to put in here to make it just all the more special. And so that my friends, when they come over for pizza today, are going to be like, what's in here? This is delicious. Chop some fresh rosemary from the garden. And the same with naturals, we always like to put something green into everything that we bake, something fresh. So today, hidden rosemary. Yum. I just probably did about 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons, but you can do as much or as little as you'd like. Okay, so I'm going to mix this up. Once it's really difficult to mix, then I'm going to knead. And guess what? With this pizza dough, I'm not even going to put it on a surface. I'm just going to knead it right in the bowl. And kneading is really just easy. Sometimes we think of these things just because we've never been taught. I think bread, that's impossible. All that I'm doing when I knead is I'm folding and pressing. Fold and press. And fold and press. And I like a nice wet dough. This dough is pretty wet. See, fold and press, and fold and press. And I actually might want this even a little wetter, so I might add a little water. And the goal is that you're going to start to feel, as you fold and press down, just folding it and pressing, folding it and pressing. I like to knead right in the bowl because then I don't make a big mess. I don't like to do dishes. Or too many of them anyway. So I'm folding and pressing, and as I do it, I notice that the dough is getting nice and elastic. That's because of all that yeast in there. And the strands of gluten are starting to come together. And that is going to create really great pockets in the dough once it, bakes. Oh man, it's already, seems like hard work. And it's already getting nice and elasticy. I've only been kneading for a couple minutes, So I'm not going to just keep kneading here because that would be boring for you guys at home. But you can see already my dough is making a nice ball. It's already getting nice and elasticy. You can see as I press it down, it sort of takes its shape again. So I would do this for about 5 to 10 minutes inside the bowl, just that easy. Then, once I'm done, I'm going to take a little bit of olive oil. And I almost forgot, you can add olive oil to your pizza dough as well. About 3 tablespoons. It'll make a really nice addition to your pizza dough. So then you're going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit of pizza dough in my same bowl that my dough is in. Oops, put this down. And get it all coated in there. This way, once your dough rises, it won't stick to the bowl. Great. Okay, so I didn't quite knead this enough, but that's all right. I'll knead it after a little bit later. So then I'm going to even put a little bit of olive oil on the top of the dough too, just so it doesn't dry out too much. Just a drizzle. And then I'm going to put a towel and let it rise for about an hour. And then I'll bake it. I'll roll it out and bake it at 400 degrees to make delicious pizza. So thank you so much for joining me on our sourdough adventure part 3 in our first lesson of how to make a different kind of bread with your sourdough starter. So please join us again and check out our website at www.nathanielsnaturals.com. Oh, one more thing. Don't forget, you can also take this dough and instead of letting it rise out and then waiting an hour to make your pizza, you can put it in the refrigerator just right now at the stage that it's at after you've kneaded it. Put it in the fridge and take it out the morning that you're planning on making your pizza that evening. So it's been sitting out all day. That way the yeast will wake up again and you can make pizza in the night. So you can do this ahead of time, way ahead of time, whenever you want, on a leisurely Sunday, and then have guests over on Friday or something. So thanks again, friends, and join me again for another sourdough lesson. And also check out how you can order Nathaniel's Naturals baked goods on our website. Thanks. Bye, friends.